Assata Shakur dies at 78 in Cuba. Cause of death and last words revealed. Havana, Cuba. The world is reflecting on the life and loss of Assata Shakur, the revolutionary Black liberation activist who lived in exile for more than 4 decades. Shakur passed away peacefully in Havana at the age of 78. Cuban health officials confirmed that her death was the result of complications from respiratory failure, a condition she had battled quietly in recent months. Her family, gathered by her side in her final hours, revealed the poignant last words she spoke. "Tell them I never stopped believing in freedom." A revolutionary life. Born Assata Shakur, born Joanne Deborah Byron on July 16, 1947 in Jamaica, Queens, grew up in an America deeply divided by race and injustice. By the late 1960s, she had joined the Black Panther Party and later the Black Liberation Army, becoming one of the most outspoken and radical voices in the fight against systemic oppression. Her activism was not confined to speeches or rallies. She lived her resistance, challenging systems she viewed as oppressive through both political and militant means. For many, she embodied defiance. For others, she was branded a fugitive. The infamous turn: arrest, conviction, and escape. In 1973, her name became seared into American history during a turnpike shootout in New Jersey. Shakur was charged in connection with the killing of State Trooper Werner Forster. Though she maintained her innocence, she was convicted of murder in 1977 and sentenced to life in prison. 2 years later, in a stunning development, she escaped from a maximum security facility with the help of allies. By 1984, she had resurfaced in Cuba, where Fidel Castro's government granted her asylum. There, she would remain for the rest of her life, teaching, writing, and continuing to defend the causes she believed in. Life in exile, building a new identity in Cuba. In Havana, Shakur lived under tight surveillance, but also in relative peace. She worked as a teacher, collaborated with Cuban intellectuals, and published her acclaimed autobiography, Assata, an autobiography in 1987. The book became a manifesto for generations of activists, blending her personal story with a larger history of resistance. To her supporters, she was a symbol of unyielding courage, a woman who refused to break even when pursued across borders. To her detractors, she remained a wanted criminal. The FBI kept her on its most wanted terrorists list and placed a $2 million bounty on her capture. Cause of death and final words. In recent years, Shakur's health declined. Family members disclosed that she had been quietly struggling with chronic respiratory complications. Despite medical care in Havana, her condition worsened this September. Surrounded by her daughter and close companions, she whispered her final words, "Tell them I never stopped believing in freedom." These last words have already begun echoing across activist communities worldwide, seen as both a farewell and a passing of the torch. Tributes and reactions. News of Shakur's death sent shockwaves across social movements, especially among Black activists in the United States who had long viewed her as a guiding light. Angela Davis, the scholar and former political prisoner, released a statement. "Assata was not only my comrade, but my sister. She taught us that survival is a form of resistance. Her life was proof that freedom dreams cannot be extinguished." Younger activists from groups such as Black Lives Matter also expressed gratitude. Many credited her story with inspiring their own fight against racial injustice. Online, hashtags such as #Assata taught me and freedom never dies began trending within hours of the announcement. Even Cuban state media honored her. A statement from the Cuban Ministry of Culture described her as a fighter whose voice will remain part of the island's history of solidarity and resistance. Legacy of a revolutionary, Assata Shakur's legacy is layered and contested. She was condemned by the U.S. government as a dangerous outlaw, yet celebrated by freedom movements worldwide as a symbol of perseverance against overwhelming odds. Her writings, particularly her autobiography, remain foundational texts for activists studying the intersections of race, class, and gender oppression. Her exile in Cuba gave her a unique perspective on global struggles, and her story continues to fuel debates on justice, punishment, and political dissent. What cannot be denied is that she lived and died on her own terms, defiant, principled, and unwavering in her commitment to liberation. A final reflection. At 78, Assata Shakur leaves behind not just a complicated history, but a living testament to the endurance of revolutionary spirit. Her cause of death may bring her journey to an earthly close, but her final words, "I never stopped believing in freedom," will continue to resonate as a rallying cry for future generations. For those who followed her path, she will forever remain both a reminder of unfinished struggles and a beacon of hope that true liberation, though delayed, is always worth fighting for.